Have you ever felt like you're constantly running, but you don't even know where you're going? You're busy all day, surrounded by noise, pressure, and expectations, but at night, a strange emptiness creeps in. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. This is the story of Noah, a 16-year-old who felt just like that, and how a simple shift in his routine changed everything. Noah Wilson lived in a quiet town near Asheville, North Carolina, a place where life moved slowly enough for thoughts to catch up. But Noah's life was anything but slow. His days were a storm of school stress, endless social media scrolling, and the constant pressure to be someone, to fit in, to measure up. He was always busy, but never truly focused. At night, he'd feel hollow, like he'd spent the whole day running on a treadmill, going nowhere. One evening, he came home, slammed his backpack on the floor, and said out loud, mostly to himself, "I don't know who I'm supposed to be." His mother, Karen, heard him from the kitchen. His father, Michael, closed his book and listened. The next morning, before the sun had even risen, Michael woke Noah up for a walk. The town was silent. There were no phones, no music, just the sound of their footsteps on the pavement. "Why are we out so early?" Noah grumbled. His dad smiled. "So you can hear your own thoughts." They found a bench that overlooked the rolling hills, bathed in the soft pre-dawn light. After a long, comfortable silence, Michael spoke. "Most people spend their entire lives just reacting," he said softly. "They never stop to actually reflect." Noah, confused, asked, "Reflect on what?" Michael looked at him. "On who they are when no one is watching." That one sentence planted a seed. Later that week, his mom, Karen, gave him a simple challenge. Every night, before bed, he had to take out a notebook and answer 3 questions. What drained my energy today? What energized me today? And the toughest one, what did I avoid thinking about today? At first, it was incredibly uncomfortable. Staring at the blank pages, Noah was forced to confront the truth. He realized how much of his day was driven by a deep-seated fear of judgment and constant comparison to others. He saw how little time he actually spent on the things that lit him up inside, like writing stories, helping his friends, or just learning something new for the sake of it. But he kept writing. Night after night, the words flowed more easily. Slowly, patterns began to emerge from the ink. He wasn't lazy. He was just completely overwhelmed. He wasn't lost. He was just chronically distracted by things that didn't matter. This new self-awareness sparked a change. It wasn't a huge, dramatic overhaul. It was small, intentional shifts. He started setting limits on his screen time. He dedicated more time to journaling, letting his thoughts spill onto the page. He learned the power of saying no to things that did unalign with his newfound values. One night, a few weeks in, Noah looked up from his notebook with a sense of clarity he hadn't felt in years. "I feel clearer," he said to his dad. Michael smiled warmly. "That's what happens when you start listening to yourself instead of trying to escape." Months passed. Noah wasn't suddenly perfect. He didn't have all the answers, but he was intentional. He knew what mattered to him, and that knowledge gave him a quiet, steady confidence that no amount of likes or followers ever could. One morning, looking at his reflection, he understood something profound. Real self-improvement doesn't start with trying to fix your life. It starts with understanding yourself. The moral of Noah's story is simple but powerful. When you take the time to think deeply about who you really are, you stop accidentally living someone else's life and finally begin living your own. You stop reacting and start creating. What you discover might just change everything. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more content to help you live a more intentional life.